After almost 2 decades, is the G35 still a good car today? Is it reliable or a hunk of junk? This has been my daily driver for 7+ years, so find out what I love and absolutely can't stand about this car. First, a quick recap. The G35 Coupe launched in 2003 and had model years through 2007. It launched alongside its fraternal twin, the 350Z. They share the same power plant, and some of the models share the exact same suspension too. We obviously get the G35 name from the 3.5 liter V6 under the hood. So this is the commonly known VQ35DE. There's some debate about the official number of ponies under here, depending on the model year and the transmission. The 05 and up manual models got the Rev Up engine, which claims a higher redline and more horsepower, on paper at least. The main physical difference between the engines is the Rev Up engine has variable valve timing on both the intake and the exhaust valves, as opposed to just the intake. But in terms of horsepower, we're talking in between 280 horsepower and 300, depending on which forum rabbit hole you go down. But I'll let you do that. She hasn't been missing any meals either. Can I do a Big Mac, please? Coming in at 3,400 pounds, which is 200 pounds heavier than the Z. That's 421 Big Macs. So close to 420. Though Car and Driver still claims they can get it from 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds. Plus the engine is mounted fairly far back, so it's close to that coveted 50-50 weight distribution. This car specifically is a mostly unadulterated 2005 sports model. So that means it comes with a limited slip diff, it has the stiffer springs, and then also the 19-inch raised wheels that came with curb rash. Yeah, it definitely came like that. And of course, it's got that 6-speed manual for doing that rowing like the Australian Olympic team. It's basically fully stock, except for some polyurethane suspension bushings, because the OEM ones are garbage. It has a barely modified intake, and I took the back seat out when I moved here so I could haul some stuff. Oh, and it has wheel spacers too, which yeah, I know they aren't the best, but hey, it's my car, and I think it looks way better. But no car is perfect, and the G35 is no exception. This car drinks oil like its last call at a freaking college bar. All right, it's not that bad, and it's not the only performance engine that consumes some oil. But apparently these Rev Up engines have a little bit more of a drinking problem than the original VQ. My consumption is around 1 quart every 1,000 miles, or about 2.5 to 3 White Claws. But either way, it's just like I'm getting a constant oil change, right? If you think that the G being under the Infiniti nameplate means that it has a smooth, luxurious ride, you'd be wrong. The spring rates for this specific model are at 314 and 427 pounds per inch, which is pretty stiff. I'll compare it to a few other cars on the screen, but as you can see, that's twice the stiffness of the M3 at the time. In 05 and 06, this came with an option of a 19-inch rim. That does not leave a lot of room for tire. So all that stiff suspension and the wheels make this a pretty stiff and kind of a loud ride. Then there's the idling noise. This thing sounds like a freaking diesel when it's in neutral. Some people say it's a throwout bearing in the transmission and a common problem and nothing to be too worried about, but you won't be impressing anybody if you're idling through the drive-thru. Another downside of the Coupe is it never came with the touted VQ35HR for high rev, which is even more revs than the Rev Up. Crazy. The 2007 model years of the sedan and the 350Z both got this HR version. Comes with 2 throttle bodies. That's probably twice the power. Okay, actually it's like 10 more horsepower. But if you get the 350Z with that engine, you get that hood bulge, so everybody knows you're packing. Now, on to maybe the most annoying flaw of any car I've ever owned. This is near enough perfectly level ground. I think it's time for a drive. Just gonna take it for a spin. Wait, I think I need my wallet. These doors will not stay open like a Chick-fil-A on Sunday. Maybe they're somewhere in the middle. Nope. Maybe just a little bit. Right here? Nope. All the way? Nope. Oh, yep. Shin's busted. Maybe the passenger side. Nope. Maybe I lied about the ground being level. Surely if I turn the car around and... How is this freaking possible? Which brings me to my next point. Probably the most dangerous feature of this car is the automatic seats. And when I say automatic, I mean automatic. Switches are right here. I'm not touching them. Then there's some other annoyances. The fuel gauge doesn't work, or it's showing the fuel for somebody else's car. You'd think, hey, just use the trip meter. Press the reset button every time you get gas. Oh yeah, that doesn't work either. Just got my trusty sticky notes. My clock always thinks it's 4:02. Maybe it's dyslexic and hoping it's 4:20. To cover up some of that road noise I was talking about, maybe you just want to turn the music up. Oh yeah, sometimes it actually turns the volume down. You can't make this stuff up. Luckily I have the volume controls on the steering wheel that usually work, but sometimes they actually don't. The dash melted, and without this dash cover, it's like looking into the sun with a telescope. Both of the window motors went out at one point, which is a common problem. Key fob, not a chance. Replacing the battery, replacing the fob, nothing worked. Apparently there's a problem inside of there. That leather piece is falling off. So is this one. This is loose. So in summary, everything is broken and this is a terrible car. Yeah. Not exactly. This engine and transmission is solid. It's a big V6 in a small package, has plenty of grunt and low end torque. And those spring rates I was complaining about earlier, yeah, they make the car come alive on the corners. It just feels planted. There's very little body roll. You can just keep pushing it through the corners and you never feel like it's just gonna give out on you. The steering's heavy, which you might expect from a heavy car, but it gives you confidence and really predictive turn-in. Then when you want to power out, you got that nice V6 that's just pushing you along. It's got that low-end torque that's easy to access. There's no sport button that doesn't do anything, no old, unresponsive touchscreen. You just got one button for traction control, 3 pedals, it's simple. The sound, yeah, that's divisive. There's plenty of memes out there that compare it to a trombone or a trumpet, and it can sound bad if you got a really aggressive exhaust. But for me, with stock exhaust or lightly modified, I like it. Plus this engine is in literally everything. There's probably a VQ in that. Oh, there's definitely a VQ in there. That car probably has a VQ. That means parts are easy to find and it just works. After 7 years and almost 160,000 miles, this engine's been rock solid. I think I've had to change a couple $80 cam sensors and then maybe an oil pan gasket, but that's about it. And then there's the looks. Obviously I'm gonna be biased and it's all personal preference, but I think this thing continues to age well, like playing Mario Kart. And don't get triggered, but when compared to its sibling, I think the G definitely has more elegant styling. Instead of saying I can't wait for the new vape flavor Orange Berry Burst, the G says I can take someone out on a nice date and manage to show up to work on time the next day. And don't get me started on its replacement, the G37. And the styling fits in with cars on the road today. It has those wide wheel arches like it's been hitting those squats at the gym every day. And a sleek, smooth front end that's understated but still sporty. And it's not just me that thinks this is a great car. It made Car and Driver's 10 best list for 2003 and 2004. Ward's top 10 engine list from 02 to 07. And Motor Trend's Car of the Year in 2003 with quotes like, "Dynamically, this thing is a winner. So capable, so confidence inspiring. The 6-speed is a joy to row through. Finally, a real driver's car from Infiniti. The G35 Sport Coupe simply looks fabulous." And then there's the practical side of things. It has a back seat that could actually fit a medium-sized person.
How to take like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% is from your car.
When there's actually a back seat back there, and it does fold all the way down. These rear windows actually help a ton with visibility if you've driven any other small sports cars that have giant blind spots back here. It has a truck-sized gas tank at 20 gallons, which I have ran out of because of the fuel gauge. And then the trunk is actually usable. There's a good amount of space back here, especially compared to the Z with that giant strut bar over the top of it. And maybe your friends are dogging you for how old your car is, or maybe they say it's too heavy for a sports car. But hey, you can just tell them that they're jelly, that they don't have a Skyline, because that's what it's called in Japan.
Oh, sweet. Oh, God. Oh, my God, this is horrible. Oh, God. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. All right, everything worked out.
Maybe most importantly is availability and price. Remember that you gotta sell a kidney to get a Civic Si these days. Clean Miatas are harder to find under 10K. 300ZXs are sometimes going for 20. S2000s can reach 30. These G35s in the manual form aren't as easy to find as they used to be, but you can still get one for around 10K, with beaters coming in well under that. But I'm sure this is slowly gonna change. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that there's any other good deals around this price range. Clearly, there's several reasons I've kept this car for so long. It's a blend between a cruiser and a full-on sports car. It's easy to daily drive, and it's It's easy to daily drive, and it's reliable. The important parts, at least. So what would I say? Get one at a good price now before they're all gone. If you guys watch to the end, think about subscribing if you want to see more awesome car content. Thanks again for watching. Bye, y'all.